Today I'm going to be showing you how to use your faux calligraphy skills to letter just about anything, and this time, because we're coming up to Halloween, we're going to be lettering this beautiful tiny pumpkin. Now, to do that, I'm going to be using Posca pens. Now, Posca are great for some surfaces and rubbish for others. So if you're using it on something like acrylic, it will scratch off quite badly, so I wouldn't recommend it for that. However, for something like a pumpkin, it's absolutely perfect. So you can see this is a lovely tiny pumpkin from my local supermarket. So just before we start, I'm just going to shake the pen quickly just to make sure that the ink is being delivered. And I'm just testing it on a piece of paper to make sure that's coming through, so that's perfect. You will find that as you go through, sometimes you will need to redo that, so just give it a little shake every time you need to. The other thing to remember is make sure that you're putting your Posca pen straight down and not doing it to the side, and then that'll give you a good finish as well. Actually, let's just bring you up ever so slightly so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Otherwise my hand's a little bit too close, isn't it? So as I'm going to letter it, I'm just having a look. I appreciate you can see the above view. I'm just going to have a look at where that sits nicely and where I've got the most space. And actually, if I tip that like that for you, you can see that I've got a reasonable amount of space. And when I put it so it's on the side, it sits nicely. So I think this is going to be the perfect surface for me to write on. So we're going to write, "Hey there, pumpkin." Now I'm going to start with the pumpkin so we can look at how to put the "hey there" above it. And I have to be really careful because I'm left-handed not to write on my work actually not to write on my work, that's a little rubbish, not to knock myself with my left hand. I was always that child that had always got the dark bit all down the side of my hand. I have to be really careful now doing calligraphy that I don't do the same. Okay. So you could actually leave it as line calligraphy like that. Actually, because of the thickness of my pen, let's give it a go. Just thicken some of the lines here for the downstrokes. So if you remember, when we're doing faux calligraphy, we're trying to emulate what you would get if you were using either a brush pen or a dip pen. So specifically, if you're using a dip pen, then you know that the tines, the end of the nib, open up and they deliver more ink as you press down. And obviously then you do a feather light upstroke. So that's what we're trying to do when we're doing this. I'm being really careful with how I fill that in. I don't want to make it too much wider, but you can see there it's just thickening up where it needs to. So every time we have a downstroke, we're just going to make that a little bit thicker again. Obviously that's going up, so we don't do that bit. That's going down, so we'll thicken that section just there. Moving on to the M, we will thicken the downstroke just here. We'll thicken the downstroke on the M. We'll thicken the downstroke coming off the other arch of the M. Okay, and then back to the P. So we're going to do the downstroke here on the P. I'm just going to elongate that as well because I left it a little bit short. Sorry, I have to keep directing it to me. I'm sat in the window, which is a great place to work. I've got some great daylight, but by the same token, it also gives me like a mirror shine and I can barely see what I'm doing. Okay, so here we'd be going across, so we wouldn't get the thicker stroke, but coming down, coming out of the K, we would. So we'll add that in there. Okay, and then the I, do the same again to come into there. The then this is going to be a bit tricky actually, because it falls into one of the in bits. Would you call it a ravine? Feels like it. One of the valleys, if you like, on there. Just tidy that up slightly. It's slightly thicker actually because it's gone in there, but there you can see I've been able to create pumpkin. So I'm going to add hay there. I'm just going to use normal lettering for that. Uh-oh, we're back into a ravine. Just want to check that they're all the same length as well. That's good. This is the thing with me, how I'm angling it, because I'm showing you, I'm really running the risk of making them all different sizes. Be a little bit easier for you when you're not having to work around your phone. And the last E. And there you have it. There's your hey there pumpkin, personalised pumpkin. Now you could do that with people's names. You could do that with a phrase like we've done just here. Really have a think about what you want to do and let your imagination run wild. Happy Halloween.